What is up, party people? It's time for 2.8, and you're here to find out who's coming to the 2.8 banners and to get your comprehensive banner and pull value breakdown on whether if you should even be pulling in the next 6 weeks. And I'm not gonna lie, the answer might surprise you. We'll also be grading these units based off of investment advice and whether they are a no pull, a single pull, a low investment, or high investment character. So let's jump into the hot water, or I should say icy cold water, with our first limited banner unit, Promeia. For our first banner, we are getting the Bay Harbor Flasher, and she is one sexy judge. And since I only know 2 judges, the New York one that just passed away, rest his soul, and Judge Judy, as far as enforcers of the law goes, she's the hottest. And her kid is not only lethal in looks, but in damage as well. Promeia is coming to us as an Ice Anomaly character who actually doesn't conventionally build up Anomaly like most regular characters do. With others, you can clearly see a consistent build up to their Anomaly, whereas with Promeia, you are finding windows of burst in order to go 0 to 100 with your Ice Anomaly, as well as inflict disorders and blooms. Let's first start off with her stat gimmick called the Corrosive Chill that relies on 3 specific attributes: Ice Anomaly, Disorder, and Vortex, which is the effect of our new wind element coming to the game pretty soon. And when you build this up, you can gain stacks of what are called Trial by Code. These will allow you to launch extra blooms when the enemy is inflicted with an attribute, which at that point can be any anomaly, presumably. So in the example shown on stream, we had Vivian trigger a disorder to help Promeia stack up her bar in order to unleash her own extra blooms. It's an bloom fest. And if you don't know what blooms are, well, you see, when 2 elements love each other so much, blooms don't actually work like that. But they are separate disorder-like abilities that can be triggered with abilities themselves versus disorder, which comes naturally through anomaly infliction. But aside from that, if you like a more detailed guide on anomalies, blooms, disorders, and even the new wind element, I'm already in the process of making guides all the way into May and June. So if you guys want to get ready for the new 3.x patches, I suggest you guys hit that subscribe button, baby. Back to Promeia, she also has a status called Bound Absolution. That is a whole attack line dedicated to her pairing with her EX special. And if timed right, you can enhance your attacks to gain the absolute order effect to lead up to more special attacks, rewarding you for proper gameplay. Now, if you'd like a more detailed guide breakdown of her extra abilities like her ult, additional core abilities, her best builds and teams, I suggest you guys hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell for notifications, as next Thursday we are going to be releasing our early access Promeia guide, so make sure to stay tuned for that. And let's move straight into the pull value grade, as Promeia is already seemingly to be a heavy hitter. But not just that, she is also helping us usher in the new era of wind with her ability to interact with it, even if we don't yet have a wind user to call our own until the new seasonal patch. So just like how Vivian had such a great shelf life going into 2.x, I'm going to have to give Promeia a grade of A. A character who is strong in performance and has quite the value as a pickup to bridge us into the new look for CZZ. Here are some potential team variations I'd like to propose, so if you have these units, make sure to at least glance at Promeia. And lastly, the investment ranking, she will be a 1 pull for me. That's right, it's speculated that the Fusion Compiler, the standard W engine, is looking very juicy for her, so I'm gonna have to reserve my judgment of the weapon and mindscapes for until I get early access hours. Next, let's head over right to the Starlight Knight, the Common Rider. It's S-Rank Starlight Knight Billy time. And the special program did not do a very good job of explaining his kit, so let's give y'all a much better scoop here. With so many gacha games out there and so many characters to grab, it can feel overwhelming. Trust me, I know. Well, that's where today's sponsor comes in, Aniba. Aniba is the best place to top up for our gacha faves. All we have to do is put in our UID, region, select your package, and in no time flat, we're back in business. And the savings are pretty sweet because depending on your region, you can get upwards of 60% cash back. And Aniba's amazing Trustpilot rating, you can top up with confidence alongside 24/7 customer support. They're here for us, folks. With 30,000, I'm sorry, seriously? Dude, that's nuts. Well, 30,000 digital products and growing, make sure to sign up to Aniba with me so that we can start saving you more cha-ching. Click the link below to let Aniba know they sent you, and thanks to Aniba for supporting the channel. Firstly, our physical Rupture Billy plays like quite the conventional Rupture character, using abilities to parry the enemies and then also manipulating and consuming HP in order to charge up abilities for bigger damage. At certain HP thresholds, you should be able to manipulate the specials in order to set up Billy for his massive charge attack, dash attack that you can shoulder to shoulder to help set up for more damage, like with his ultimate flying kick attack. But the intricacies of his kit are somewhat still being developed, even at this last minute. So we'll figure out the rest of his specifics in our early access guide for him down the road. As far as a grade for our new Rupture units, I'll give him a pull value of B+. The current meta is still revolved around physical content, and in miasma-based bosses, you can still have a fun time with Billy. But he would have been such a better pickup if he had just released 6 months ago during the huge era of Rupture. Now, with a much more balanced approach and even shift towards attack and anomaly, Rupture doesn't see the greatest of play in the endgame. Yet, as a general pickup, Starlight Knight Billy has a great archetype, spunky personality, and sick moves to keep you in the competition. So we'll leave him at that grade for now, but in terms of investment advice, you might want to pick up a copy of his W engine for a lower end investment if you do not have decent budget options like the Cauldron of Clarity, Monoto's A-rank Sig, or other alt S ranks at your disposal. Rupture W engines are generally the least forgiving, but keep in mind, Silly comes right before the 3.0 patch. So if you're wanting to approach the banners with much more of a meta emphasis in mind, Billy will not be the best pickup, especially if you already have 1 or 2 Rupture units in the box or just Yeshun Guang. And that moves us into the reruns of the 2.8 banners, and you guys are going to be pleasantly surprised because most creators and people knowledgeable in the space will tell you that reruns are generally bait. They tend to not have great value and they're just better in newer characters down the line. But for the longest time, we haven't gotten much better than Lucia the GOAT. Lucia, being an ether support who more specifically buffs Rupture, has had no equal in her position, and if there's a potential indicator that we'll be getting more general Rupture supports in the support, stun, or defense classes, well, I'll leave that up to you for you to interpret. What we have here in front of us is a very versatile support for the niche class, who literally is the best in slot support for all of them. No joke, no cap, on a stack, keep it 100. So if you have a few Rupture units and have not picked up Lucia, now is the best time. Heck, let's move straight into the pull grade value, and she is an A rank. She is easy to use, easy to build as her drive discs are HP based, and you can even go budget with her, losing out on potentially full max bonuses, but still saving you $100. And you also get the sweetest and geekiest character of the game. Lucia is worth her weight in special edition ethereal trading cards, and I highly suggest you pick her up for Rupture support going forward. If you have not gone already, she is a 1 pull ranking for sure. And to wrap us up, Orphie is going to be the last character we cover here in 2.x. Yet before we talk about her, I need to take a moment to thank you guys for showing so much support for me and my creator journey alongside covering Zenless Zone Zero. You guys watching the streams, participating in community shenanigans, and overall just showing so much support for what we do here on the channel means so much to me. I have a ton of love for the game, but even more so a ton of love for the community. And I wouldn't be here making videos if it wasn't for you guys, so thank you. But not to get too sappy here, let's wrap us up. Orphie and Magus are a tandem attack and support character bundled into one. And instead of just applying the max amount of bonuses, she makes up for that in adding to the total team damage with her consistent aftershock attacks and very forgiving bonuses. Launching one hold EX has you have a buff for the whole stun duration and some. Yet with Orphie, she's quite reliant on a front-running character to push out her bonuses, so having a fast character like a Zambi or even Seed and Cecilia as attack pairs to grant the Chimera access to her additional abilities makes her that much more lethal. Without those pairs, she becomes quite the middling character in terms of performance and support now in this day and age, but if you have any investment heavy into the Opal Squad members or just attackers in general, you can still look to Orphie being a decent value pick for your buck. My pull grade value for her will be a B-, as there are just so much more units to look forward to, and she is definitely the weakest value option here amongst the 2.8 cast, with a low investment grade as well. Unless you are really just like our clumsy dragon android. Sorry, slight spoilers if you haven't played the story. And there you have it, folks. That will wrap up our 2.8 character review and pull value guide. What do you think of these units? Let me know down in the comments, and make sure to check out Aniba with us today so that you can still get a little kickback on your top-ups going into 3.x. We gotta save you as much as we can, folks. And this video will be a part of our miyabi skin giveaway going on from today all the way into the first few days of the 2.8 patch, so make sure to comment down below who you're picking up or who you're saving for. With that, my name is Josh, and click on one of these next videos because YouTube thinks you'll like it. And thanks so much for watching. See you in the next one.